Welcome to the Bravo Charlie Club podcast, making you 12 and a half minutes more awesome each week. He's Ben. I'm Richard. Let's go. Ben, how you doing this week?
I'm amazing, and you've got a whole lot of energy flying. Well done, mate. You've brought it.
Thanks. You've brought the energy.
You have. Hey, here's an exciting
The intro psychs me up. It's like one of those Anthony Robbins power things, you know. You click your fingers 5 times or something and do the woo woo woo, and then you power up. Anyway,
I think we've got a fair bit of way to go before we get up to his energy level. He's like completely off the charts, but I love where you're sitting. Hey, new listener country call out this week. We've also got a prize announcement. Now, do you remember that we put a poll in the Inner Sanctum asking about what a double bacon cheeseburger had, whether it was 2 patties, 2 pieces of cheese, or two pieces of bacon, or all 4. And we didn't really care if listeners got the answer right. In fact, to our show credo, we never did any research on what the actual answer is. But we promised to give a mug out. And the winner is from Turkey. Long-time listener, CG.
Yes.
And here's something. I discovered that he's actually we have never called out Turkey in a new listener country call out. He listens through Zencast, and I've only just worked it out because it doesn't come up in any of our data.
Yeah, it's a different set. Different set. Yeah,
so, listeners, CG, you win the BCC mug, and apologies for not calling you out much earlier. He's been in the Inner Sanctum basically since day one. So awesome. Mahaba to CG, and also Tebrik Lash, which I'm pretty sure I've just butchered. Congratulations. in Turkish. So there it is.
Nice work.
Now, I want to dive straight into the Fully Awake project, mate. I said to a mate recently, said to him, "You're a good dad." And his response was, "Yeah, I try to be." And I was thinking to myself, yeah, that's the point. You never really know. You just keep trying. And so my question to you, what's your definition of being a good dad?
Yeah, I think I'd go with that too. I think it's you keep trying. It is relentless some days, but yeah, you never give up.
Yeah.
It reminds me, did you ever see, like, I know this is going to date terribly this comment, but did you ever see The Mexican with Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like how do you know you're in love or this is the person for you? And he's like, you just never give up. You never give up. Yeah, it's like that with kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. That's a really good point, because it's not about money, is it? It's about attention. I think I've learnt that more and more. I've got one daughter who's moved out of home now, and having her in the home is I just love it. Like, one of my favorite moments from her recent trip was we'd actually gone together in the car, and she was singing her heart out. It was like a karaoke session. Now, she's a very good singer, but it was like a personal concert for me while I was driving her, and it was awesome. Like, as a father, it was awesome. And
Can you sing along, or do you get no, Dad? Just no.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I give her feedback, which I'm pretty sure is ignored, but that's okay, because there's not a musical bone in my body. So
you and me both.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, okay, yeah, just keep showing up. That's the definition of being a good dad.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Hey, in the travel tip of the week, we posed a question: is it better to travel with cash or card? Do you have an opinion on this?
So I guess there's 2 parts to that for me. I think when I was expatting in Bali, you would have a local bank account and you'd use something like TransferWise or Wise, as they're known now, to sort of send money from Australia across to your Balinese account, and then you'd sort of spend locally from that account.
Yeah. But digitally, you're tapping, right?
Yeah. So no, actually, you go to an ATM and you wouldn't use a street ATM. You'd always go to an ATM at a bank that had a security guard out the front, and then you draw cash, and then you'd spend cash. So that was kind of like how you sort of how you do it locally there. A lot of places there didn't take card as well. If you're
can you explain the security guard at the bank? Like, so it was, I assume theft and robbery was a big deal.
No, it's actually, I think it's more for ATM security. So to stop people putting phishing things and card scanners and skimmers on the front of the ATM machine. So that's what the security guard is my understanding. So like Mandiri was
a great travel tip. Was it? I did not expect to go there. So talk me through. Have you seen that in other locations outside of?
Oh yeah. There would be locations that were super popular, like at a say at a local servo in Ubud. It's a popular intersection. It's like a 4-way intersection. The servo's big, maybe 8-10 pumps. They've probably got 6 or 8 ATMs there. People who use that all the time would get their card details skimmed.
Really?
Yeah. This is like a known bad spot. So you'd only use the ATMs at a bank, and only at a bank where they had a security guard. And then you get cash out, and then you just spend cash whenever you're going. And one of the things is too, it makes you aware of how much money you're spending. Like in Australia, when you're tapping all the time for stuff, you really don't have a deep connection to how much money you've spent in a day, or groceries or shopping. You can just lose track of it so easy. But when you've actually got to fork over the cash, count it out, go slow, be more deliberate with it, you're like, hey, wow,
I probably have a different view on that because my wife's a bookkeeper. And so I'm acutely aware of how much money I'm spending.
Oh, well, there you go.
But it's in a good way. I wouldn't have it any other way.
More friction, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair call. Yeah. And I think if you read some of those, how to be financially independent, they talk about having, envelopes with the cash in it and how you're going to spend it and that sort of thing. And it plays right into that.
Yeah, I think travel cards are the go though. If you're traveling through, lots of countries, you can sort of preload cards at fixed exchange rates.
Yeah,
before you go.
Wise and Revolut are pretty common. I use Wise myself, but it's not an advert. I'm sure. Just get one that's got no fees on it. Is probably my recommendation.
Well, their rates are much lower too. Like I think banks are like 4% or 5% on FX fees, and Wise was like I think 1.4 or 1.7 or something.
Yeah, it's really. Yeah. I found it really attractive. Yeah, I agree. I've got an article link actually, which we'll drop into the show notes, which talks about cash versus card, and if listeners are interested. No.
What do you do, Ben? How do you roll?
Do you know what? I rarely take currency anymore. I have been caught out. I got caught out actually in Jakarta, where I was in not a service station, like a convenience store, trying to tap with my card, and I hadn't met their minimum. And I had like a bottle of water and probably a pack of lollies for the hotel or something. And she said, you haven't reached your minimum. I was like, oh, okay. I said, this is what I want. Can you just grab me what I need? And she come back with a shopping trolley full of water.
Awesome. I can carry 8 liters of water back to the hotel.
And I was just like, and the guy who I was with worked out that something wasn't right and came in and just paid cash. And it was like $1.70. It was just the smallest amount of money. So I rarely carry cash, but some of those countries I just find I have to have some. On the flip side, I do carry some US dollars because I find them very, very handy for tipping.
Yeah, lots of people take US dollars
and they carry some weight. I hate admitting that, but that's the reality. So there you go. So, I think it's just well recognised.
So just to dig into that a bit more, like when you get home from a multi-country holiday and you've got all the currency, do you separate it out into Ziploc bags? And every time you do that,
I'm not Jason Bourne. I'm not
I do
Jason
that.
Bourne.
I love the Jason
No.
Bourne feeling. I've
No,
got
I'm
like
not.
about 10 Ziploc bags with different
I
currency
know
in them.
that comes up on the previous episode. My hack for that is you use the leftover currency as you check out of the hotel and you take no
Yes,
currency
I
home.
know. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm
Man,
not on board.
You're missing out on the Bourne feeling.
I've only fired one revolver in my life, and it was at a gun club, which actually listener CG who won the mug took me to. And he said, which revolver do you want to fire? And I said, I don't know. And I was like, oh, hang on. And I Googled what was Jason Bourne's
What did you go with?
gun.
You went with a Luger or something?
Sig 26. Mate, I know nothing about guns, hey. But
Same.
I can say I fired the gun that Jason Bourne fired, but I don't do his cash thing. That's not where I'm at. So.
There we go.
All right. So where are we up to? Listener feedback. How many screens do you work with in your IT setup on your desk?
I've got 2 screens. I've got the laptop screen and a 27-inch 5K screen next to it.
Yeah. So, and that's the same. I got 2, but one's closed. The laptop is closed, but it's docked.
I keep the laptop open though.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason this came up, listener AT is all in on LCD screens, and he thinks they absolutely should be on vacuum cleaners, which
I love it.
But then he sent in a photo of his office. He's got 4 screens. Now, 3 are traditional landscape, and 1 was in portrait. And I was just like, what is going on there?
In publishing or something? Or like
No, I don't think so. I think he's probably a gamer. But I just found that fascinating. I was telling another listener, in fact, it was Ben Slater who we actually, I can give the name of because we just did that hour and
official
a half
friend
AI,
of the pod.
Yeah, hour and a half AI deep dive. And thanks to those, that's actually getting some good traction, surprisingly. Some people wanted to listen to us for 90 minutes. And his response was, but does that person have one keyboard and a mouse that moves between all 3 independent machines managing 3 different AI development platforms at the same time? I had to write that down, and I just thought in my head.
I know. Very pro.
I'm like, you're a nerd. Yeah. So hey, credit to MM on the conundrum of the week this week. He said, when someone says that's a bit far-fetched, what does that mean? And it's a good question. I mean, because if it's far and you didn't tell the story, why are we having to fetch it?
I love far-fetched, actually.
Do you?
I love it. I love it as a positioning statement, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like you're like, oh, I'm not buying that story, you know.
Okay.
But it's not you know, you're a liar. That can't possibly be true.
You can dismiss them.
Like, you know, oh, come on, mate, that's a bit far-fetched.
Oh, so you're implying that the storyteller's gone far to fetch the story. Yeah, okay. I can get on board with that. Okay, we've actually finally solved a conundrum.
Unpacked a conundrum.
That's unlike us. Hey, that's it, Richard. Listeners have been BCC'd on our week. Listeners, thanks for joining us. We'd love to hear from you. We need some listener feedback as always. Get in touch through the links in the show notes. Send us an email if you wish. That's still the easiest way to get in touch. In next week's show, we are going to discuss skills that still elude us. See you next week. Bravo Charlie Club out.
And that's the pod.